On this video, I'll be reviewing the WOLFBOX G880 triple channel mirror dash cam. I'm gonna show you what you get inside of the box when you purchase one of these dash cams. Then I'm gonna take it out to the car so we can test it out, show you all of its features, and then show you some actual test drive footage both at day and at night. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Alex the Car Guy and I review cool car gadgets and other accessories that I find for your car. So if those are the kind of videos you like, make sure you subscribe by hitting the button down below to see more videos like this. And before I begin with this review, I would like to remind you that I have placed a link in the description down below if you like to look at this camera system further or acquire one for yourself. And we'll start with the LCD mirror dash cam. As you can see, this looks and acts like a regular mirror when the LCD panel is off. However, when the dash cam comes on and the LCD panel turns on, this entire thing turns into a 12-inch touchscreen. Now, as far as mounting this mirror to our mirror of our car, they have included silicone straps, and this will mount on top of our existing mirror like this. And to secure it, I will put the straps in the back, lock the bottom one, and now it has been secured to my original mirror. But now let's look at the actual connections for the dash cam. The very first one is gonna be the power input. The next slot is gonna be for the memory card. Now this dash cam has already been preloaded with a memory card of 32 gigabytes in size, which should be sufficient for most users. However, you can upgrade that memory card all the way up to 128 gigabytes. The next one is for the GPS antenna. And finally, we have a USB-C port, which is for the 3 cameras that this dash cam support. Now this is a great idea because instead of having 3 cables come out the top of this dash cam, it's a single cable that will split into 3. And this is what it looks like. And each one has been labeled so we know what dash cam, what camera will connect to each cable. And here's what the front camera looks like. Now all 3 cameras support full high definition 1080p, and to mount the camera they have included double-sided tape. So I'm simply gonna peel the back of this and then stick this to wherever I want in the front of the car. Now to adjust the view, the camera is able to tilt, so we can move it up or down to get the best possible view of the road. And this is the cabin camera, also known as the room camera. And this camera has an interesting feature in the front because, as you can see, it is surrounded by infrared LEDs which will light up the interior of the car, providing us with night vision so we can see the passengers in full darkness. And to mount the cabin camera, they have also provided double-sided tape in the top of the camera. I simply peel this and then stick this facing the interior of my car. Then I can further adjust the camera angle by moving this up or down. And finally, we have the rear camera. Now the rear camera is waterproof, so we could mount this outside, typically by the rear license plate, or we can mount this internally in our car. Now to mount this, they have provided us with a couple of different ways. They have double-sided tape if we want to directly stick this like that, or we can use this little bracket. This little bracket can come off if we don't need it. If we use that little bracket, we place a little tape in here, same thing, double-sided high-strength adhesive tape. I peel this and then I stick this. The advantage of using the bracket is that it will allow us to tilt the camera up or down to get a good view of the road. Now they have also included an additional bracket to give us a little bit more clearance if needed. They have also included a GPS antenna module that also has double-sided tape in the back. I simply peel this and then stick this somewhere in my dash where the sky will be visible so I can pick up the satellites. And here's the cable that connects the front camera to the dash cam. It simply plugs into the side port like this. And the cabin camera is connected directly to the 3-in-1 cable that goes to the dash cam. And to connect the rear camera to the dash cam, they have included this massive cable that goes all the way from the back of the car to the front of the car where the mirror dash cam is mounted. And to power up the dash cam, they have included the cigarette lighter adapter plug with a mini USB right angle connector. And lastly, we get a user manual in full color which describes not only the contents of the dashcam kit, but also the basic installation process and the basic operation of the dashcam. And this is the WOLFBOX G880 mirror dashcam. Now I'm going to turn this on manually, but normally the mirror is going to come on automatically. I just like to do this so we can see how fast it takes to turn on. And there it is. Now we see that we are presented with the rear view of the car, and I want to show you something that I really like about dashcam mirrors, and that is the ability to aim where we want to see the most view. So in the rear camera, I can go up and see a little bit more of the sky. Now this camera is mounted inside of my car, so here you see the roof of my car, or we can go low if we're parking and see the curve. Now, most of the time I leave mine somewhere in between so I can see the traffic and I can see the curve. Now, the other thing is that if I tap on the screen, I can switch views. I can see the front of the camera, and the front has the same feature where I'm able to move the view and see lower towards the hood of my car or up towards the sky. Now, if I tap the screen one more time, now we have the cabin or room view of the camera dash cam setup. And same thing, I can go down or I can go up. Now, I do want to show you that this is just what is being displayed on here. I'm going to tap on that switch view one more time, and now we have all three cameras, and you can see the entire image is being recorded. So it wasn't just the middle of it. We can see the rear of the car, we can see the front driver and passenger. Same thing, we can see here the front view, and we can see here the rear view. Now this view is perfect for adjusting the camera and making sure that all of them are working. But we'll return to the rear view, which is going to be the default one. Well, we can see on this side that we have the time and day being displayed, and we have a summary of the options that are enabled on the dash cam. On the left hand side, we can see that we have a compass, which is convenient if you want to know where north, south, and all those directions are. And we can see that our miles per hour are displayed on here, which is acquired from the GPS antenna. And we know we are recording because we have a red blinking dot right here. Now, at any point, we can stop the recording by pressing the button right here, and now the recording has stopped. Now, the dashcam is always going to record automatically by default, so we don't have to remember to start recording. But it's nice to be able to stop the recording if for some reason we wanted to have no evidence of some place that we visited for some reason. Now, you also have a camera icon, and the camera icon takes a picture. It's convenient again if you see perhaps you want to capture a cool car that passed by, or maybe some interesting thing that you saw, you can take a picture of it. And if we go to this icon right here, we can play back the prior files that we have recorded. So I'm going to select one right here. And that's actually one that we just recorded right now. Now they are organized in folders in here, so we can very quickly go to either pictures, videos, and files like that. But let's go back to the front menu. I'm gonna click right here, and you'll notice too that we have a lock icon. What is that? This dashcam will automatically detect when you get into a car crash, because it's gonna feel that your car got hit, and it's gonna lock that video so it never gets deleted by accident unless you want it to. But if you happen to see a car crash where your car was not impacted and you wanted to preserve that video, I can press the lock icon, and now we have told the dashcam something special or cool just happened in front of us. Save that video for eternity. And you may also be wondering if the LCD mirror is too bright at night to drive. Well, you can adjust the brightness. If I tap on the screen, I'm gonna go to the top, and you can see on here that we can drag the slider and we can bring the brightness down or bring it up. I always have it at max. It doesn't bother me at night, but there are people who want to run it at a lower brightness. It's nice that we can adjust the brightness that way. But now let's go into the settings. I'm going to stop the recording, and I'm going to hit the little gear icon, and we have the basic settings of the dash cam. Now this menu is fairly easy to use. First, we can see that we can choose to record or not record sound. Now, I prefer to always record the sound because we can always get rid of it later. And the beeping right here, I always turn it off, otherwise you get an annoying beep every time you tap the screen. So I'm gonna turn it off. You can adjust also the parking monitoring of this dash cam. Now, in order for parking monitor to work, you will need to have the hardwire kit. And I have set that to low. What does that mean? Well, that means that the dash cam is gonna sense when the car gets hit. And I'm telling it to the sensitivity to be on the low end. If I set this too high, every time a car with a loud exhaust passes, the camera is gonna think that somebody hit the car and it's gonna start recording. I don't wanna have a lot of false alerts, so I'm gonna leave that in low. Same thing when we're driving. When we are driving, we can also select how sensitive the camera is to locking a file. So as you can see on here, we have high, middle, and low settings, just like in parking mode. If I set that too high, every single little bump on the road is gonna make my camera think that I'm getting into car crashes. So I like to keep parking monitor on low, engine sensor sensitivity on low. And we can also adjust basic things like the time, whether we want to show the time on here or not, and the time format such as 12 or 24 hours, and change some languages. But what about the LCD power option? Well, this selects how much time it takes before the screen turns off. Now the dashcam itself does not turn off, it's just a screen. Now this is a way to have the dashcam record in what I call stealth mode. But I like to keep my LCD mirror on all the time, so I put that as off. And we can also check the status of the GPS antenna, and we can adjust the time zone that we're in. Now it is important to tell the mirror where we're at in terms of time zone, because that's how it pulls the date and time automatically from the satellites. And we can also select whether we want the GPS to be displayed and the miles per hour or kilometers per hour. If for some reason we did not want our dashcam to auto record every time we turn on the car, this is a very rare feature. You can select for it not to auto record. This is very rare. Most dashcams will not let you change that. And we can also select what view we are presented with when the mirror starts up. In this case, I always have it set for rear because that's how I want to use this dashcam, as a rear view mirror. And you can also choose to mirror the front view, mirror the room view, or mirror the rear view. This is interesting that they gave us the ability to flip the image if we wanted to, changing the position of things that are on the left are now going to be on the right, and things that are on the right are going to be on the left. But I'm going to leave this on the default. And we also have reverse lines. Now these are helpful because if we put the car into reverse, they will show reverse guidelines. And let me show you what those look like. This is what the reverse guidelines look like. And this dashcam actually lets you adjust them. And this is a very rare feature that I rarely see, and this is what it does. As you can see, I am adjusting the grid lines so they match the curve, and this is based on how far I am away from something. So I know that this is the right distance, I can adjust them. Some dashcams have static lines, and those static lines, if they are not adjustable, you're gonna have to remember, well, that line actually does have a little bit more leeway. But the ability to adjust them, I think, is great because it really can reflect the actual size or the actual amount of space that you have before you hit an object. But now let's go take a look at some actual test drive footage. And that was the WOLFBOX G880 triple camera mirror dashcam. As you saw, it's a pretty comprehensive mirror dashcam that offers 3 cameras. Now this is going to be very helpful if you're driving for Uber or Lyft, or if you just want to capture your passengers. And also we have a lot of things that we can change in the menu to really customize this dashcam to fit our needs. If you guys have any other questions regarding the dashcam or the installation, please put that in the comments down below. Remember, I have placed a link in the description down there for you if you want to look at this dashcam further or acquire one for yourself. If you found any part of this video helpful, please hit the thumbs up button to support the channel, and stay tuned as I have a lot more cool gadgets for your car coming up. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.